Amadi, this is one thing that Labour is saying you didn't fulfill that promise because we're not getting fuel from Port Harcourt Refinery as at December. Yes, you announced at 21st that is ready. Local Berry said, Heineken, that is, it's coming into full stream. We start production after Yuletide. We're done with Yuletide, yeah? We're in 2024. And now we're hearing that yesterday, they've supplied crude and refining have started. From Labour to the reality on the ground, I'm sure that none of us have been able to get fuel from there. Experts said over the weekend that even though we're going to have fuel from there, it's not going to reduce the costs of the hike on fuel pump price. If all of this seem to be panning out, what is the joy about having Port Harcourt Refinery come up if it's not going to cut down the costs?
I don't think I would want to agree with the person who has said it will not drop the costs. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. You know, some people just jump on the trail and say whatever they want to say and all that. Because if it doesn't, then why are we killing ourselves?
Yeah.
Why do we even have? Why should I have it at my backyard if it do not reduce?
And again, let's look at basic market indices.
What if it is a marketing propaganda?
Let's look at the marketing indices. You produce these shirts in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
You didn't pay. The transportation you paid is 500 naira.
Exactly.
And now we want to export or send these goods to Ghana. There is no way you're going to buy it at this. This is.
These are the. No. Sorry.
I watch this expert on TV say this.
It's not everybody who calls himself an expert is an expert. Or those of you in the media world could just say this is an expert.
Because they said they are experts.
That's what they told you people. You did not find out.
Yeah, did you find out? Did you find out through journalism?
How can you tell me?
Certificate.
No, forget about those things. Certificate be gotten. Sorry, sir.
Yes.
How can you tell me that the crude that we have at the back of your studio here? Of course, you have crude at the back.
Yes.
Now we are here in River State. Pulling that, and you have the pipe from where the crudes are that move straight to just Okrika and Eleme here. And you refine it here also in Okrika and Eleme. And for instance, I have my station by this place here, NTA Road. You know, they talk about landing costs, loading bay, clearing this, foreign exchange. There is no foreign exchange anywhere.
Which is not going to come to...
So I disagree if you tell me that. Firstly, I want to also commend those who have driven this through. It's not easy. I gather that the whole process started under President Buhari.
Yes.
And so they were quiet about it.
Yes.
And I want to also commend him for at least initiating it. The truth is, if there is nothing biting anybody in this country now, it's fuel. And I made a post a few weeks ago that minimum any individual spends on fuel, even if you don't have a very busy schedule, is 100,000 per month. And I'm not kidding about it. Yeah. So I am sure that by the time this refinery comes on stream fully, that it has to reduce the cost of fuel. But we will not ask, are we not going to have uniform pump price anymore? Are we going to have...
I was just going to come
to going to have...
Because a part of this narration said that we'll be having about 60,000 barrels per day.
Yes.
What do you mean? And it's going to be able to supply 12 states.
Yes.
So you know that it's covered the Niger Delta states and more.
Yes.
Now, if that is the case, you talked that one of the issues that came up when they removed subsidy was the call for free markets.
Okay.
So that Clement, who own a filling station or who own a tank farm, for instance, can say, I'm purchasing this for 1 million naira and I want to sell at just 2 naira profits.
Okay.
For per pump price.
Yeah.
He should have the right to do that because the government is not giving him anything extra. He's like every other business. That's what the free market principle is about. So you now raise a critical question, which I'd like to bring to you right now. If we are now talking about supplying 12 states, it means that just not even the Warri Refinery now, Port Harcourt Refinery alone covers Niger Delta states.
Yes.
So there is no something you call landing cost.
No landing cost and all that, forex and all that.
How do we now manage the aspect of independent marketers?
See, the first thing for me is information. Those refining should be able to put out certain cost estimates in public. Yes. So that when I walk into a filling station, I will know I want to justify why they are selling at a particular pump price. For instance, if after the refining, they say this product is sold at this amount to everybody, it is in public. And then you're also able to regulate and monitor that extortion is not done in the place of landing and all this. Because these are, Nigeria are very extortive. You can even put a price, pump price at say, let me just say 100 naira. Yeah. And you're expecting that they will sell at 120, 150, worst case scenario. And then once you put this, he stays in the queue because of the number of persons who are already lining up. And then somebody walks up and tell him, if you're able to give me 300 naira, I'll put your truck first. So he now buys the same product at 300 because he doesn't want to stay on the queue.
Yes. He
comes back, he starts selling 400, 500. You're asking him, oh, but it be 100 naira and they sell this thing.
But the irony of this in terms of market control is if we're going by this, it simply means that the irony is that you did the tricky thing by adding extra 300. You did not. You followed the rules. So if you have your fuel station here, I can just drive down to his and buy.
No. You see how this is going to play. You see how this is going to play over time.
Is that control the markets now? It's the how do we?
The spirit of extortion works in such a way that the man who is even in front, who is supposed to be the next to buy, may end up turning out to be the last. It gets to the point where he gets frustrated.
Yeah. So what
he picks that product at that amount, 100 naira. He comes back and tells himself, for him to be able to go back and buy the product in record time and come.
Okay,
so
because of time, let me just throw this open to both of you. We have these experts, not one, not two of them, on national television talking about, yes, Dangote Refinery is coming up, Harcourt Refinery is coming up, but it's not going to change the costs. Which is now where you also touch on that, the issue of regulation. How do we now manage what? How do we now go back to you've removed subsidy. So I should be able to buy a product and sell for whatever I want to sell it for. How do you now manage the issue of control, centralization, or are we still going to be on centralization of core? Where does the NNPCL come in here? Should we now begin to call for independence in the petroleum sector by state margin?
The mere fact that you have removed subsidy, like you said, one of the principles is to have an independent
free market.
Free market. Now, I have my fears. The fears I have is that those who genuinely should get these products to service these states may likely not have it. I'm trying to align myself with the thoughts.
Yes.
You will see situations where products will be diverted. So we need to put a strong institution.
You're mentioning 12 states. You'll be shocked that somebody is getting it in Kano and a filling station here is struggling to get it.
This has always been the case in Nigeria.
It is a Nigerian factor.
We have to deal with it.
No, when you say we have to deal with it, what is the how?
Information should be public.
Before the end of January.
Exactly.
Information should be public.
There was a period when, I think it was it Peter Mayday? That was the commissioner for energy in River State.
Yes.
There was a period when we had fuel crisis. Now, any truck that loads from any tank farm, they will submit the list to the ministry, and the commissioner will publish that filling station from where I refuse so and so.
Yes.
So
like that.
Like that.
And
talking about, I agree. I hear you. You're talking about the states.
Yes.
Where the commissioner have some level of independence. We're talking about crude oil thefts, and we've been asking, how are these people able to load the tanks they load? These trucks could take months.
I don't know.
I'm just touching on that a little bit. How come the NNPCL is not aware of this?
They are aware.
They are aware.
Began to raise.
They are aware.
We saw
it's an organized crime.
The ships that carry these things.
That is the word, sir. You have said it. It is an organized crime. So at each level, there is somebody who is. Yes.
This information that fuel is not going to be cheaper in this region where we have, even though it's been
I have said is a marketing propaganda. The reason why they put that in, so that the public will not expect a drop down.
So the transparency in terms of information management that you both are suggesting as a way out of the quagmire that we may be facing in this, how do we go about getting the information? Because the guys who control the system may be the ones giving us information indirectly that you can't have a cheaper
Make it
cost.
public.
Who is going to make it public?
NNPC must
Who is
make
NNPC?
deliberate effort.
Who is NNPCL?
No, they have their GMD, right?
Is that a government institution?
Yes.
How do you want them to make it transparent that a truck of fuel in Port Harcourt refineries may be sold for 1 billion naira, and then in Lagos or elsewhere, if he's living in Port Harcourt, how do you think they're going to achieve transparency in terms of pricing or cost control?
The idea is not about cost control. We're not telling you what to sell. We're only telling the public what we sold to you.
What to sold to you and who has it.
And who has it. That's what we're doing.
You think that's possible?
Of course, it's possible.
That one is within their control.
No, it happened because the governor is genuinely interested. That's just a wicked, and to see that
right now,
the president should also be interested.
Yes, we can also have what they call digitalization of these processes of acquisition. You have made payment, you can impute that data instantly into a system of the amount you paid and whether that product has been delivered to you or not. And I can log into the website and check who has received this product.
Okay, now remember that as at the last time we checked, NNPCL still controls price. Still determine. They will say they don't.
That's another issue.
But we know that they always release pump price. We don't know who.
Well, it doesn't work anymore because the last time I checked, they released the pump price and everybody is still selling the way they want. So either way, it is a sign that they are not in control anymore. They are selling at 591. Who is joining NNPC to sell at 591? Which filling station do you know?
There are some private filling stations that do.
I've not seen any.
But several others don't.
Several others don't. Yes. The number of people who are not joining them are far more. We can even take a little statistic just around at the George area here where filling stations are scattered. And you hardly see anyone. Right. So for me, I feel like they are state actors. The other day I was even complaining. I didn't remember when last Pengasan complained or went on strike with respect to fuel-related issues. So we have these institutions. Let everybody come into play. But I believe that if information is made public, these people will be forced to either provide explanations as to why they are selling at the price they are selling. But if the information is made public, Nigerians will analyze themselves. We are not stupid. Let it be in the outer space. NNPC should publicize their own. Port Harcourt Refinery, that is also the main body that is pushing it, also have some kind of management system. They should be able to push out their own management system and let the public know what is going on.